Child versus Jack Frost would be great. By the way, we are live. Welcome to another edition of Pink Sock Reacts. Today, we're going to be discussing. We should call it Pink Sock Discusses at this point in time, but it's more. It rolls off the tongue better if it's Pink Sock Reacts. But today, we are discussing the 1997 direct-to-video black comedy slasher Christmas film.
AKA Child's Play.
Jack Frost, and you are right. This movie is very similar to Child's Play, and we will discuss how. Those two should just feud it out. Jack Frost versus Chucky.
Dan Mancini should have directed this.
Yes. This movie was actually directed by Michael Cooney.
Is it Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
No, he was in the other Jack Frost.
Yeah. That was a year later, I think.
Yeah, it was either a year later or a year before this one.
No, it was a year later.
It was a year later, so this one's an original.
Yeah, so the other one was a remake, a reboot.
But a family reboot.
That's a reboot, but it's a kid's version.
The kid's version, because the guy dies and becomes a snowman, but he isn't killing anybody. He just wants to be reunited with his family.
Well, it could be a prequel.
A prequel. So, did you want to jump into the movie, or did you want to discuss?
We could just discuss it, man, because like that movie is like it's a standard length for a movie for an hour and 29 minutes, which I think all movies should be like that. But what did you think of the movie, though?
I thought the movie was, for what it is, it is a great movie.
Yeah.
I loved this movie, and I am going to get into some of like the major scenes. We're not going to get into the little cookie cutter scenes, but we're going to get into like the major scenes of the movie. I really liked this movie, but the thing is back during the Blockbuster days, people used to take this movie and mix it with the Michael Keaton one.
That's hilarious. That
as a prank.
Yeah.
This movie did spawn a sequel, though. If you want to talk about that,
it's not the Michael Keaton one.
It's not. No, they have Jack Frost 2. I think Return of the Mutant Snowman or Revenge of the Mutant Snowman.
Yeah.
We can watch that one too. But this movie was actually critically panned. But it also has a cult following.
Yeah.
Like a huge cult following. What I really liked about this movie, Greg, was the jokes were bad. But they were 1990s bad.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene in the movie that I recall where, and we'll discuss those scenes soon, but there's a scene where they try to kill him one of like the 3 or 4 times that they've tried. And he reforms and his head is like on the side of his body. He's like, look, Ma, I'm a Picasso. And like,
yes. Yeah. Is that when they shot him?
I think that's when they shot him.
Yeah. Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Now, if you want to watch this movie, anybody listening, go check it out. We're going to get into like what the movie's about and what happens. There are spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this show all the way through yet. This movie is fun to note because this is the film debut of Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, really?
This was her first movie ever. She later on went on to do American Pie, Scary Movie, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, 13 Ghosts. She was even in that 70s show. So, like, she became a big actress after this. So this movie at least deserves the credit for her debut.
Oh, yeah. Including her scene.
She has the best death scene in this movie. And honestly, this is a classic death scene altogether. All right. Hold on. My phone is like going off right now. Give me a minute. I'm going to set this thing to silence.
You're famous, bro.
I'm famous, dude. I'm YouTube famous. Oh, it's not famous. It's my phone reminding me I have a live today, even though I'm already live. But the movie starts off. This movie is about. I really like the intro scrolls part because the guy's asking this kid, "Would you like to hear a story?" And he's like, "I want a scary and a Christmas story." And he's like, "How about the story about Jack Frost?" And he rhymes and stuff. Like, it's a really cool. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was a really cool fucking part. And we kind of see the serial killer Jack Frost being he eluded police for years. He killed over 30 people. I think the exact number was 38 is the number they gave. And it crossed over 11 states. The officer that arrested him is our main character, Sam. He is a deputy, I do believe. Either a sheriff or a deputy. I'm not sure. In this movie, I don't think it even matters what kind of member of law enforcement he is. But he's the one that got Jack Frost arrested. So these guys are like driving. They've got Jack Frost in the back. He's sitting there smoking. And I find it weird. I've never heard a human being with the last name Frost in real life. But
not me either. That's the first.
But he's asking for a cigarette, and this guy's being a dick. And then I don't know how he did it, but he killed the guy. I don't know how. That didn't make sense because he's all chained up and shit.
Yeah.
This whole scene didn't make sense because the cops are driving. They end up hitting a chemical truck. They flipped. Somehow, Jack Frost was able to open the back door. I don't understand this. If he was able to open the back door this whole time, don't these police cars have locks on their back doors or something?
Unless if it broke when it crashed.
Maybe. I don't know. But it was funny scene because the vehicle's tipping and it's like flipping and shit. And Jack Frost just fucking opens his door easily and just steps out while the vehicle's flipping. And then with like no explanation, the cop comes out of the vehicle like all like beaten up. And there's Jack Frost, no marks on him, holding his handcuffs.
Yeah.
How? But anyway, he ends up, this chemical thing explodes and he melts into the snow. And as the old Child's Play story goes, his soul morphs with the snow. In Child's Play, it's a doll. But these movies are very similar. This is like a Christmas version of Child's Play.
100%.
But this genetic research truck explodes and Jack Frost dies, presumably.
And then he says something.
Yeah, he says,
I'm gonna get you or some shit like that.
He was yelling shit like that, and I know that when he got arrested by the sheriff or the deputy or whoever the hell Sam is, he's a member of law enforcement. That's all I recall. He was yelling at him. He's like, "I will find a way to get you and your family." Like he yelled that when he was in cuffs and shit, and that kind of reminisced with the cop. That kind of stuck with him. I'll get you if it wasn't for you and you meddling kids and that fucking dog. Like he said something like that. I don't know I don't know what he said. But Sam keeps having these flashbacks, kind of like Halloween flashbacks. Fucking keeps remembering Jack Frost and his threats of vengeance. We don't know if this was a murder from Jack Frost or not. It's never mentioned. But they do find the body of this old guy who's like frozen solid, his neck's broken, all that shit. We assume it's Jack Frost. We're kind of left to assume.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we have another main character. What's his name? It's Sam's son. I forget his name. Ryan. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. Ryan was being bullied. See, in these movies, I remember characters, but I can't remember their fucking names. Ryan is being bullied by this kid named Billy. And he's outside, Ryan is putting eyes and a nose on the snowman that appeared out of nowhere. Like the mom's like, "Oh, nice snowman. I didn't build it. Whatever. You're gonna finish it." Like
Yeah.
Well, he's out there fixing up the snowman. This bully comes up and is picking on him, and then the snowman knocks the kid onto the ground, and his skateboard barely, or his sled or whatever, barely hits his head, but his head flies off.
Yes, yeah. That was a cool scene, that one, but that didn't make any fucking sense on how he killed him.
No, that makes zero sense.
Because I watched it, and then like you see the fucking board just slide past his fucking head, then his head just falls off. I'm like,
yeah, like it's a sled.
Did they really hit him?
It's a sled, so there are blades on it, but the head doesn't just. The head would not be cut off. He'd have a slit throat or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's no weight on that board, and his head goes flying. It doesn't get cut off. It flies. Somehow this board makes a fucking head fly. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't get it. But the bully dies, and automatically, of course, everybody thinks that it was Ryan the kid that did it. And Sam is like, "No, it's not my son. It was a snowman." Everybody's like, "You're freaking nuts." Like, but the kid gets away with it because his father is a member of law enforcement. That's the only way I can explain it.
Yeah.
But he gets away with it. And then later on that night, Billy's father and mother, after fighting with the sheriff or the whatever Sam is, I don't know, what is he? Do you remember? Is he a deputy? I'm trying to get my shit straight here. I think he's a deputy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Billy's parents are at the house, and then Jack Frost shows up, and he takes an axe and shoves it through the father's face because he wouldn't give him a cigarette. This whole movie, a lot of these murders could be avoided in this freaking movie if they just let the man smoke.
Why is it all in horror? Why is it like in all horror movies when someone's having a cigarette, they get killed?
Cigarette or a pipe. I don't know if it's sponsorship or whatever.
Sponsorship.
It's being sponsored. I don't know how this works. I don't know how these movies work. But the father gets killed with an axe because he wouldn't give Jack Frost a light. I honestly think the reasoning why the other Jack Frost movie, he was wanting to see his family, is because they actually let the snowman smoke. I think that's what, like, I think that's what set him off. I don't know. But he kills the father. He goes into the house. Well, he melts into water and stuff. And he goes in the house and then kills Billy's mom by hanging him up a tree and bashing her head in with an ornament.
That was a cool scene, that one. I didn't mind that.
The death scenes are really cool in this movie, but the snowman is ridiculous. It's like a man in a rubber. Good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You reckon it was like a man in a rubber suit?
It was a man in a rubber costume. It had to be, bro. It had to be.
Jack Frost versus Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Who will win?
Jack Frost. He can't die, dude. He'll just climb up that dude and just like. He'll just climb up him.
I like that. just ate every pieces off him.
Yeah, just eat him.
Yeah.
But Billy's parents are gone. Billy's gone. So automatically you'd assume it was the deputy. It's like a big old freaking game of Clue. But we are introduced to the FBI agents who are on the scene. Now we think, at least I thought, they announced the 24-hour lockup or whatever until the killer's found, whatever. I automatically assumed the FBI agents were there to try to investigate the deputy, Sam, because he's an innocent. He's a very guilty at this time. He's innocent, but he looks very guilty, really fucking guilty. But no, they're not. They are actually members of this chemical company that made Jack that way. So they do the 24-hour curfew. They gather all the townspeople and all the king's men or something. And Deputy Chris ends up getting killed by the snowman by being ran over by his own police car.
Yeah, that was crazy, that one.
That was nuts because he was driving, and that's the background we have. He was holding the stop sign.
That was a bit crazy, that.
He runs him over, and then we are introduced to Jill, who is Billy's older sister, who is Shannon Elizabeth. This is her movie debut. Her and her boyfriend Tommy sneak into the sheriff's home to steal his wine and have sex to avenge her brother's death. Well, the snowman ends up killing Tommy with icicles, which is a ridiculous scene. I forget what jokes he made, but it was about penetration. I know it was. Like, there's a lot of sexual jokes and a lot of... One of the jokes that's in the movie, and it's an old Christmas joke. It is, what's the difference between snowmen and snow women? Snowballs. Later on in the movie, that's actually the line the deputy uses before killing Jack Frost once and for all. But they end up sneaking into the home, killing them, and then Jack turns into her bath water while she's upstairs. Jill's upstairs taking a bath. He ends up grabbing her and like lifting her up and bashing her head in the wall. And the funny scene, she's freaking out, wailing her arms around, and a guy sees her arm in the window, and he thinks she's waving, so he waves back.
Yeah. That was pretty funny, that.
He fucking waves back. And then she gets taken out. He actually like assaults her and shit, and then out. And then he leaves. Now, this is when Sam finds out who Jack Frost is. And it was funny because he's like, "You're Jack Frost." He's like, "I'm not Frosty the fucking snowman." Like, but he ends up finding out at this moment in time that Agent Stone and the other guy, I forget his name at this point in time, worked for the research company and had something to do with, they were collecting DNA for some kind of nuclear holocaust. I don't know the full reason why they was working with the chemicals. That's something for you to go back and watch.
Yeah.
But they end up trapping him inside of this building because they found out that if you use blow dryers, he starts melting, which is weird because he always wants a freaking cigarette or a pipe. Wouldn't the lighter, like, in the fire? I don't know. None of this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But they end up, they tried to destroy him by blowing up with aerosol cans, which doesn't work. And then they use blow dryers. They put him into a furnace, which evaporates him.
The blow dryer scene was fucking ridiculous, though.
Yeah, they all have blow dryers instead of guns, and they blow dry him into the furnace.
Yeah, well, I think it was the one copper that had the blow dryer, and he told everybody to run into the room. So he picks up the blow dryer, and like it gets closer and closer and closer, and then the fucking the power cord rips out, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And he fucking throws it on. Like, fucking hell, man.
That's he ends up coming out of the. Was that when he came out of the furnace when he killed those guys?
Yeah.
Now, the part that made me laugh my ass off a little bit. I have a weird sense of humor. Like, I'll laugh at anything that's remotely funny. That's my downfall. That's something I need to work on within myself because some people don't find that shit funny. But Ryan gave his dad these homemade oatmeal things earlier on in the movie.
Yeah.
And Frosty's in the car and he ends up eating one of them or touching. I don't know what happens exactly, but he ends up getting it into him. And he fucking starts melting and freaking out and almost dying. And he asks his son, he's like, what was in my oatmeal bars? He's like, antifreeze. I didn't want you to freeze, Dad.
Yeah. Because he threw it at Jack Frost's face when they're in the car.
Yeah, that's how he got it on him. Yeah, he threw it at him.
Yeah.
Bro, that was hilarious. Also, there was a scene, and we're jumping all over the place, but fuck, you got to watch the movie yourself to know what's going on. We're just talking about it. There's that scene where that policeman was like, wouldn't you like to be a person again? Wouldn't you like to? And Jack Frost ends up going inside of his body somehow, and he like spits out Jack Frost like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But he kills those two guys. He ends up with antifreeze in his system due to that oatmeal being thrown at him. They find out that that's what will kill him. So they end up filling up the bed of a truck with antifreeze. And Jack's chasing Sam throughout the house, whatever. He tries killing him he takes like a icicle through the chest. And I think that's when Sam's like, what do you call a snowman? What's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snowballs. And he like flies off the fucking balcony into the.
Didn't he say no balls?
Yeah, he said no balls, but the actual joke's snowballs.
Okay, gotcha.
But he went flying off the railing into the bed of the truck, and he ends up melting. And somehow the icicle through the chest to his heart didn't do nothing. I don't know, but there's really no injuries to Sam. The only other real notable scene up to this point, because it's pretty much close to the end of the movie, is when fucking that hand, his son has that hand, and it like wraps around his face, and then they throw him in the bed of the truck with antifreeze. Now, I don't think I missed much. This movie is only an hour and 20 minutes. There's really not much to it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of scenes. I'm not going to say that there's not a lot of like good storytelling and stuff. Good storytelling. There's not a lot of storytelling to this, but there's a lot of main scenes and there's little scenes.
Yeah.
And this movie I thought was good. I liked it I went into it knowing it was a B-rated horror. If I went into it thinking it was a like theatrical masterpiece, then I would have been surely upset.
It was a decent horror movie. I wouldn't say it was B-grade because it looks like it was well done.
Mm-hmm.
For a horror, like for a Christmas horror movie,
especially for 97.
Yeah, exactly. And the effects, I actually really like the effects in this movie too.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was really good, but a movie like this isn't going to be a masterpiece to most people's eyes.
Oh, it will be now because like you said at 97, 98 this movie came out.
It's a cult classic now.
So 98.
It's the movie in 2027 will be turning 30 years old.
So this movie is 21 years old now?
Yep. It's getting close to 30 years old.
So 21 years old. This movie came out not on his date, but like years.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. I get you can watch it again over and over again. It's kind of like watching Gremlins, really.
Actually, this movie would be like 24 years old.
24? Okay.
Because the sequel that came out in 2000 would be 21 years old. So it'd be about 23, 24 years old. I'm not very good with.
Not me, though.
I'm not really good with that kind of stuff, but it's close. It's almost 30.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind this. It was watchable.
The jokes, though, I thought were hit or miss, and it's weird coming from me because like I chuckled at all of them because I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like
when Tommy's like, I said who's there, and he came into the house. He's like, well, it sure ain't fucking Frosty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like when he killed that guy with an axe, he said, I only axed you for a smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the jokes are bad, but
they're good. They're good now.
Yeah,
Like,
they're good bad.
Yeah, they're good bad.
Like Tommy even
track wise in these movies, I give it an 8.
like one of the jokes that I thought was bad, but I still laughed was, "What the hell are you?" And Jack Frost was like, "I'm the world's most pissed off snow cone."
Yeah, yeah.
Like the jokes are bad.
I like how at the end when Sharon Elizabeth's character got killed off, he goes, looks like Christmas just came early.
Yeah, that was a good joke too. Like,
yeah,
my humor like can get really dark. My humor can get really in between. So like, I laugh at some things that I probably shouldn't because trauma, but but I thought this movie was good. But I also like a lot of things that a lot of people are like, that movie was awful.
Yeah, I get that too.
Like, I don't think we can do a movie on this show that I'm going to say it's fucking terrible because I'll find good in it.
Yeah. My boss was saying to me, which is like, oh, man, I never heard you say like any bad things for a movie. You don't say if it's shit or anything like. Nah, just like it was okay. I would never say a movie was shit. Right?
Like I will say there are movies that I probably wouldn't actively watch again or use as a comfort film, and this is one of them.
Yeah,
but it's not a horrible film.
No, I'll watch it again.
What would you rank it?
A 7.5 out of 10.
I was gonna say 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So we could like meet in the middle, 6.5.
Yeah, out of 6.5 snowmans out of 10.
Snowballs. We ranked it higher than IMDb though.
Yeah, fuck them. They didn't know their own of it.
They gave it a 4.6 out of 10.
Ah, that is soft.
I did read somewhere though that the second one is worse than the first one.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
What are we going to be reviewing next week, Greg? It is your turn to choose.
Let's go Gremlins.
Gremlins?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah. Is the second one a Christmas one as well?
I couldn't tell you. I've seen it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate because I'm not sure if it's a Christmas movie.
Because I did watch it. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I know the first one is because they received Gizmo as a Christmas present.
And they classified it as a Christmas movie.
So I'm not sure. I'd have to watch Gremlins 2 again to find out. We can watch both of them. I don't care. But you get to choose the next 2 movies we review. Because I chose the last 2.
Yeah, let's do Gremlins next week.
What do you want to do the week after that?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I will say that we do have a guest next Monday.
Yeah. Who is it again?
The Hate Club.
What the fuck? That freaked me out.
The Hate Club is going to be on Pink Sock Podcast at noon Eastern Standard Time Monday. Share the links. You can find the YouTube channel at allmylinks.com/pinksockpodcast. But please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs on here, and I'm trying to get to, we're trying to get to 100 on YouTube. We'd love 1,000, but we're trying to get to 100 because we switched YouTube channels and we have to change our YouTube URL so that it's easier to find. But until that happens, you can find us at allmylinks.com/pinksockpodcast. We have THC, the Hate Club. On Monday, we are going to be reviewing Gremlins. On Wednesday, what is our next move, Greg? What are we doing? We're going to plan the next 2.
What movie?
Yeah, what other movie did you want to do?
I need to find another one. I'll let you know by a couple of days.
Okay. because we're not going to start advertising obviously till next week. I just wanted to get ahead of the game and probably watch both movies.
Yeah.
Because Gremlins, I love them. I love Gremlins, but I have to like rewatch it. Refreshened up.
Yeah, I'll have a look because there's plenty. Even like the Monsters released a couple of Christmas movies too.
We could check that out. That'd be fucking dope. That'd be awesome.
I would like to see Charles Play do a Christmas movie.
I would love to see that. But guys, go share the hell out of the podcast. Get us to 100 subscribers on here. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 on TikTok because once I get to 1,000, I'm able to do lives. So if you are into my type of TikTok videos, if you're into, because my TikTok's all over the place, I'll be honest. But if you're into the random craziness or you just like me as a person and you want to support me, go follow and like my TikTok. Go subscribe to Pink Sock Podcast. Even if you don't like the podcast, share it. Maybe maybe you'll punish your enemies. What were you gonna say?
It's like tell your exes, tell your grandma, grandfather, your newborn baby, just anyone.
I'm actually thinking about getting t-shirts made that just says Pink Sock Podcast sucks. Or don't watch. And then have like the link.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But Gorak.
And go and watch Wednesday. It's already out in Australia, but it'll be out for you guys around the world. So
probably gonna be watching that.
Highly recommend. It got a good rating too. It got 8 point something out of 10.
Damn, and it actually, for those of you that are wanting to complain about Wednesday, it is not an Addams Family TV show. It is a show that follows Wednesday Addams.
Mm-hmm. And it's fucking good.
I cannot stress that enough.
I have this conspiracy that probably Velma from Scooby-Doo is going to be in this movie, in this show. No, I'm serious because there's a character in this movie. She plays in a teacher in a school, and she kind of looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo. I'm like, I need to Google this shit.
Dude, it might be.
Because didn't Velma had her own show?
I don't think. I know they're working on one from what I understood.
But I think they're gonna make her a lesbian or something. I could be wrong on that one.
Yeah,
she's gonna be black.
People are upset because they're going to be turning Velma gay. Now,
who cares?
I know this doesn't have anything to do with Jack Frost, but let's jump into it, shall we? I'll admit I have made my fair share of gay jokes. You can see it on all the podcasts and stuff. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I'm working on it. But it's not that I don't respect gay people. It's just, it's my humor. Me and my friends make gay jokes towards each other ever since I was little. So it's kind of something that I need to work on. But turning Velma gay is not, she was gay in the cartoon. They hinted at
was she? I didn't know that.
They never came out and said it, but they hinted at it. If you go back and watch the old Scooby-Doo, it seemed like she had a thing for Daphne.
I did not know that, to be honest.
I don't know if it was intentional. I'm not saying it was intentional, but if you watch, it seems like she had a thing for Daphne.
Okay. That's new to me. I didn't know that.
And here's my one argument about that. People want to argue, well, you shouldn't be pushing your sexuality or whatever on kids. Are you that upset about heterosexual couples kissing in movies or shows? No. Plus, it is not society's job to teach your kids. If you have a completely different view than what a movie shows or what a kid show shows or whatever, something happens in it that you don't agree with, that is your conversation to have with your kid.
Yeah.
Society shouldn't change their ways just because you think it's not cool. when society as a whole is moving forward and realizing that it is okay.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I don't even think, does Australia have the same fucking problems with this kind of shit?
Not really. Some do, some don't. I don't really pay attention. To be honest, I couldn't give a fuck. It's a free world, man. Let it be.
You know what's weird is, like, not to get into any political bullshit or whatever, but a lot of people claim like America is so free. I'm like, so's Australia.
Like, people have their views on things, but shut the fuck up, man. Like,
but yeah, like, whatever. But yeah, like, turning Velma gay is not a bad thing. And I actually just looked up Wednesday. There's nothing about Velma.
Okay, cool. Because the chick in this show looks like Velma, and I'm like, okay, something's set up here.
That'd be funny if she was in it.
But so far, from what, because each episode goes for like 42 minutes.
Shows are so damn long nowadays, bro.
Which is pretty good because there's so much you can add to this series. But there's 8 episodes. I really hope they do maybe 3 seasons of this. Because they haven't introduced Uncle Fester yet, but I know that they introduced Pugsley because he was in the first 5 minutes of the show because he gets picked on. And then they introduced Morticia and Gomez, which I thought those two were pretty good.
So did they reveal who's playing Uncle Fester?
Yeah.
Who?
They did a trailer to this.
I saw the trailer, but I didn't see Uncle. Oh yeah, I did. Never mind. I did see Uncle Fester. I forget what the actor's name.
Yeah, but he looks pretty good.
Fred Armisen. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I butcher names.
Yeah.
But we're kind of veering off subject. I'm sorry, guys that are listening. Jack Frost, go check out Jack Frost. If you enjoyed today's episode, go over to allmylinks.com/pinksock podcast. Go give us a follow on all of that. Give us a subscribe, share. We're a word of mouth podcast. We don't go anywhere unless we get the shares, the follows, the subs. Advertising, I'm thinking about doing it, but until then, share the hell out of it. We appreciate every last one of you. We love you all. We appreciate everyone that supports us. We know this podcast can get wild at times. It's just how it goes. We have a guy from Australia who uses the C word a lot. We can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, and I get up at fucking 3:30 in the morning for this shit, guys. So fucking subscribe.
I love you all. I really do. But I know we have some listeners that didn't hit the subscribe button. There's some that we can't see if they subscribed or not. Hit subscribe. And also, if you enjoy my solo stuff outside of Pink Sock, go to allmylinks.com/ I think it's Mike Usenick. It might be official Mike Usenick. I'm going to double check before I get off of here. Allmylinks.com/ official. I think it's official Mike Usenick. Sorry guys. I'm kind of being slow with this. Yeah, if you go to allmylinks.com/ official Mike Usenick, you will find all of my stuff. Gorak, I don't think he has an All My Links set up yet, but you can find him on all social media using Gorak_1985. I would also like to
set all my links up on my page.
You can. I will show you how.
Okay, cool. I need to do that because I found a video editor thing on my laptop, so I might start doing some more YouTube stuff.
Also, I would like to help out a buddy of mine, give a little shout out to him. He was chosen for the Cheer Choice Awards, and he is currently doing really well in it, but we need you guys to vote. My buddy Matthew Cooper, he's a great guy. He's on Dabs with Dads. It's a show that I'm on occasionally. Go vote for him on Cheer Choice Awards. I do not.
The Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards. I'm like, whoa,
dude, that'd be fucking cool. I don't even know if that's still going on anymore. Is it?
I think so.
But go vote for my buddy Matt Cooper for the Cheer Choice Awards. The link is not in the description, unfortunately, because we set this up really quickly. But you can go to my Facebook, and I will post on the Pink Sock page after this where you can vote for that. But you have to go into your email, and you have to validate your email address in order to vote. You can use more than one email, though. But go vote for him. Also, I was in a music video recently, Gorak. I was going to talk about this on Monday's show, but we have a guest. I was in a music video recently.
Nice.
Yes. Silent Simba's music video for Nothing Else to Do. It was incredible. You can find me in it. I'm in bits and pieces, and there's also a really cool shot of me taking a hit from a blunt. But guys, it was awesome. Thank you, Gorak, for all that you do. I appreciate you. And we are out, but go check out Jack Frost. You can check out the Michael Keaton one if you want to. That's a good one. Love y'all. And as always, live long, rock hard, and I'll see you guys Monday. Love y'all.